This is good. This is good, Danko.
I will keep in my hand. It's okay. I will keep in my.
Oh no, you're going to be moving it. It's too difficult like that. It's got to stay stationary.
Yeah. Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second.
Lean it on something.
I'll try. Wait a second.
All right. Zoran, are you saying about Tasha?
I don't know about Tesha. Tesha confirmed. He thanked me for the link. So I hope you know that.
Right away. Me too.
So I mean, I can't control that.
Right. Right. He confirmed with me right away. Baji, Fala, right away.
Well, you have this, you know, pretty much bad situation in Novi Sad, so I don't know if everybody's kind of hooked on that or whatever the deal is, you know, but I don't know. So pretty much we got what we have.
Yeah.
Andrew, this is the best I can do.
Okay, that's all right, but can you sit up higher, like on a couple of books or something like that to get yourself up higher, or no?
Okay. I'll try. I'll try.
You got a nice background there.
Okay, you need some light? Shall I put some light?
And you got to keep your... Danko, listen. You've got to keep your face in the middle of the screen. Don't do that sideways stuff where we're seeing only part of your face. Like, look at yourself. That's good.
Okay.
Put yourself in the middle of the screen. No. Put yourself in the middle of the screen and stay in the middle.
Yes.
All right. All right. And you can't get up, last thing, you can't get up higher in the screen, so we're not seeing just ceiling above you? No?
Or a little bit lower, or a little bit lower.
More up.
Danko, pa imaš 2/3 jebiga glave, jebote. I kolika ti glava, jebote, ne može stane u ekrani.
It's good lighting, it's okay. Danko, it's good lighting, leave the lighting.
Ok, Angelina, opet smo u istoj situaciji, ti ćeš da počneš da vodiš, pričajte koliko god hoćete da pričate, ovi ako se pojave, ako ne pojave, jebi ga, ne znam šta ti kažeš.
Yeah, absolutely. Good thing we got Danko. Woo! You know what? All right.
It must be good now.
It's perfect.
You're good, yeah.
How about that?
You're good.
It's perfect.
You're good.
That's
okay,
it.
Danko,
Okay, tell me the latest.
Danko, you've got to listen. Like when I'm speaking, like try to listen at the same time, right? So it might be you and me. If Tasha comes on, great. If Daniel comes on, great. Vlado's not. So yeah, we don't know what's going on. They've confirmed that they're coming on, but they're still not here. So however it lands, we're just going to go with the flow. Okay?
Right.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Yes, please, spremni. Zoran, are you going to do the intro and then before I speak? Zoran, you're going to join us?
I'm with you guys.
Great. You're going to start before I speak so I know that we're ready to go. So it's us three.
Hold on.
And I've got to shut the door here, sorry.
I don't know what's going on here. Look at it.
I'm back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, the final night today, to be or not to be, it really doesn't matter, but we are joined again with Angelina Lazar from Jordan. Angelina, microphone is yours. Guests are yours. Thank you for doing this and for organizing everything that you've been doing lately.
Sure thing. Welcome. Dobrodošli, dobroveče, whatever the time is. So today is election day, and we're doing the countdown now. So I'm here with Danko Vasovic, investigative journalist and filmmaker from Belgrade.
Hello,
Hey, Danko.
hello, Angie. Greetings from Belgrade for you. Greetings.
Wonderful, wonderful. We'll see now if another guest or two will be making it this evening. And by the way, yes, Bog da im duša oprosti and vječna pamjat for the deceased in that horrible accident in at Novi Sad train station.
That's
Many
right.
people are, yeah, very, very, very sad. So a lot of people are out there, yeah, the vigil, holding the vigil, etc. It's something very, very tragic, and our people are really traumatized and moved by that greatly. So, right,
Angie, the
our
worst
guest.
thing about that, that's not the disaster or accident. It's rather murder, because people were killed, because it's not technical fault. It was a big, maybe even premeditated, big fault, technical one. Because this should never happen, never. The rules are very strict and clear how to do the things. We are talking about the architecture and the constructions.
Right.
So they
Engineering.
just didn't apply the measures.
It's really strange because our Serbs are known throughout the world as being top engineers. This is why they get hired all over the place. So, yeah, that is really bizarre.
I fully agree. I fully agree, Angie, but we live in a times when Secret Service are making special operations, like it was in the case of Banjska, you know.
Black psyops. Rogue agents, for sure. Yeah, so very, very
it's
sad.
A kind of, it's a kind of compromise operations. It looks like you did it, but there is quite another background and the story behind. This is the story.
Right, right. Very good, my dear. Well, we'll definitely be praying for them, and yeah, we're with them in spirit for sure. Tonight we will be discussing, oh my God, the most fateful American presidential elections. Did you hear what Elon Musk said about this? He said, go out, vote as though your life depended upon it and as though your future depended upon it, because it does. And he's in the know. He has intel, top level intel. He knows what he's talking about. It is just that serious. You know, today earlier, I was beginning to speak on something. Zoran asked me something, and he asked me what would be if it were a Kamala presidency. What do I expect? And I kind of like got sidetracked and I didn't finish that answer. And I really want to say about that because I see it very, very clearly. And we talked about this in a couple of our other sessions as well, that America, via the Democratic Party, is literally becoming a fascist, totalitarian state, nation state. It's just that bad. And although they on Trump, which is totally
police state. Even police state, yes.
Right, right. So let me just finish my thought here.
Well, I'm
so
saying,
basically,
right.
Let me finish my thought. Okay, I'll tell you when I'm done because it's important what I'm going to say. So basically, when they caused me, the deep state, a huge problem, and President Trump invited me to his inauguration, January 2007. And I came to the border. I'm from Windsor. Windsor, Detroit is the main border between Canada and America. they illegally arrested me. So in their computer system, it's written that I am very, very, very dangerous. And this is what literally a reptilian had input into the system that has been working against me big time. And so they waited for 5 agents to come to handle me. And they said, put the car in park right there at the border. And they legally detained me. And like I said, they put me in chains. They flew me from Detroit to Washington, D.C. on Con Air, literally a white nun, right? Incredible, who prays for humanity, who dedicated her life to God like they are. That wicked, that corrupt, that off the wall. Anything can be expected from them and more. And so literally, I saw with my own eyes these brand new FEMA concentration camps. State of the art. All right? State of the art. Massive, we are talking. Empty. Totally empty. Why did they build such huge concentration camps? Empty, with dogs, guard towers, everything state of the art. Listen, guys, that is for those who dissent. Like and myself, for instance, opinions leaders, journalists, filmmakers, whistleblowers, those who are fighting for democracy, those Republicans who are utilizing their Fourth Amendment rights, Second Amendment rights, First Amendment rights, etc., who basically believe in gun ownership and will protect themselves accordingly. Listen, it would become absolutely, like you say, Danko, a police state, a totalitarian, fascist, Nazi police state. They have state-of-the-art FEMA concentration camps, and that is what I am expecting, right? But our prayers are all over Trump, absolutely. I believe in God for that he will be victorious. And like Elon Musk said, this is the last chance for democracy. This is it. These are all fateful elections for America, absolutely. These are the last such elections.
Angie,
yeah. Democratic.
I fully agree. I fully agree with you. And if you remember, I specifically underlined that this is now or never for United States of America to be again the leader in democracy, what it used to be, as Trump said, great again, or to vanish, or to enter into real police state. And this road leads, it's only one way ticket and the road to hell. And America, like other empires in history, will be gone from the world scene. The question is extremely sensitive. So the last message, last signal from Elon Musk is 100% more serious and perfect. And also what Donald Trump said, I just heard he said, my last message to you, my dear Americans, is we cannot afford to live in America like this. So this is the story. I know your personal story. It's incredible how some evil forces turn the top and the dream country of democracy into the hell and into what is known in political science as police state. This should never happen. And this is really last chance. So I'm absolutely convinced and confident Donald Trump will win, because that's the only chance for America. America needs tough man who is up to challenge and to his job. I mean, just ask yourself, who is Kamala Harris? Well, I don't want to say nothing and nobody, but she had a minor job being involved in district attorney or something like this. What we have seen is just the power of Democratic Party, who even succeed to collect almost $1 billion US dollars. So this is just some fake campaign, and the story from the kitchen that we can see. I'm sorry that even CNN turned itself into the service of such a road, which is unacceptable. Kamala Harris cannot represent in this uncertain world. It's too serious job for her.
Oh, yeah.
Look, nothing against that she is a woman. Nothing. But Donald Trump is a man of experience. He knows what has to be done, and he knows how to get the job done. He is a man respected in the world. He can have influence all over. He can even, I believe, even stop the war and the war in Ukraine. He can. And conflict with China about Taiwan or whatever. People can turn into right direction, and the world can turn into right direction, and that's what we need. And Donald Trump is the man for that. He's the right man.
Donald Trump, yeah, has been fighting exactly those forces, right? She is a part of them. Those forces operate behind the scenes, behind her. She's just the front. So I had no objection to your saying she's nothing and no one, because really, truly, that's what she is. She's an empty vessel. She, you know, the entire time she's been in office as vice president, she doesn't even read the briefs. She's totally uninformed about everything. Her staff, do you know how many of them has changed over? Like 42 that I know of. They can't deal with her. She doesn't know anything, take anything seriously, because she knows they're the ones doing all the work behind the scenes. She is nothing and no one. You know, she basically literally slept her way to the top. She wasn't even voted in. There was no democratic process whatsoever, and they call themselves the Democratic Party. She was just placed there. That was a coup against Biden. And don't you think that Biden is undermining Kamala Harris? Like when he put on the MAGA hat, you know, just some moves of his. Definitely that, you know, things like that don't just happen in a vacuum. It's premeditated too.
For these people, this is, let's say, all about the power. They want to stay in a power and in driving seat. But that's disaster for America. That's what I'm saying.
And the world.
I know Americans. I know mentality of the people. And I tell you my opinion, why I'm deeply convinced that Donald Trump will win tonight.
Me too.
When we hear the final results. Because what Kamala did these days, campaigning all over the states, she was just selling the promises and the stories from the kitchen. And that's not empty what promises America wants to hear on American people. They need a tough man, strong man, who keep his promises, who said from the day one, I'll put the ban so the immigrants cannot enter and I will expel them. That is what need people of the United States of America. Now, there is one problem. She put the card on sensitivity with the women, and she got their hearts promising all liberty about the abortions and everything. But that's another story that Donald Trump really thinks and care about the future of America and about the young women and the women of the United States of America. So Donald Trump is a man who say what he is doing, not what he will do. When he say from the day one, I'll do it, and that's it. And Kamala Harris, what she did, she was promising, I'll do this, I'll do this. I mean, that's a big difference.
All empty promises, all empty promises. Her words mean nothing. It's all serious, as they say, words salad. She tries to come off as some kind of, as though she's saying something wise when it means absolutely nothing. You know, it's literally incredible. It would have been the greatest catastrophe in the White House. Certainly all of U.S. history.
Angie, I feel there is one more, something very special, even magical and mysterious this time on the table, where the stakes are highest possible, as these elections are historical, not only for the US, but the whole world, for the whole world. You see, Donald Trump miraculously survived 2 attempts of murder.
Assassination
for
attempts,
every real human being. That's a sign that he was protected from higher forces, because he's a man with a mission, and he has a job to do for humanity and mankind, first in his United States of America. So just imagine.
And I wanted to say
how
just
and
if
what
you can,
evil
just a little
forces.
bit. Dunkel, let's I want to springboard off of what you're saying. So if you can be a little less long-winded, that would be just great, because there's some important points that I want to make when you're speaking. Absolutely so true. In fact, I've noticed that Donald Trump, since those assassination attempts, he has become literally more humble, more down to earth, more real. He actually even looks better. It's like he looks a little more beautiful, you know? He's more real, more authentic, just more down to earth. You know, it's a beautiful thing to see.
I fully agree. This is remarkable observation, because every person who had the chance to be or to hear Almighty God really behave and is like Donald Trump, very humble. So this is a new Donald Trump with experience, even being in the mercy of the Almighty God.
Yes, and he does recognize that and stated that, which is really important as well. And he's actually shown himself humble before God as well. You know how he mentions him now. Like, I understand and I know, and like I said earlier, he is a babe in Christ.
Angie, please, just 1 second. Just 1 second, Angie. And look what Kamala is doing. She's making show and comedy. She's screaming. She's laughing. I mean, she opens so big mouth and everything. It looks very even unpleasant.
Yeah.
It's a show. This is not presidential elections. Is this a person who should represent the United States?
Absolutely not. So yeah, what I was trying to say is that, yeah, she even came up with some kind of a fake black preacher accent speaking in church, you know, when she's got nothing whatsoever to do with church. Her values are totally Christian. Like, sorry about the woman's rights. No, women have a right to choose to say yes or no. But if they become pregnant already, listen, that already is not a choice. They become murderers, butchers of their own children.
That's it.
And nothing is worse than that.
Angie, dear, I enjoy so much what you said, because the best America is the America who believes in God. What shall we do with the tens of millions of the U.S. people and the citizens who believe in God, who have quite different moral standards of living? For example, there is so many people who live with the principle total chastity, and moral chastity is above all. Moral chastity and fidelity. It's quite so different from immigrants that enter from the border and who got even a right to vote. So that's why I say, I even do not consider these elections legitimate, because who knows Who can tell me what is the exact number of immigrants who will have a right to vote? The people who were smugglers, who were drug dealers, who were even killers. They turned America already into the hell. So it must stop now. The chance is now. But I'm telling you, honestly, I don't consider these elections legitimate because this factor is on the table.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were talking about earlier, and Republicans do have family values. Obviously, the Democratic Party, they don't have that whatsoever with their whole LGBTQ agenda and, you know, gay rights and all of that, women's rights. But it's not, it's even, listen, improper to call that women's rights. That's really deceiving, you know? They're actually, they should word it properly. We have a butcher's rights. We have a right to be female butchers, to butcher our own children. That's what they should say. They don't have that right before God. They will go to hell as a result. They must repent. They must atone for that. That's very, very serious. I can't imagine. Honestly, Danko, it brought me to tears when we were working earlier in our session with Zoran and Dr. Alec and everything. You know, just such a thing for a woman to butcher her own child. I can't imagine a worse person on the face of the earth than that. There's nothing worse for me. It's absolutely shocking. And they want to have rights doing that, you know. It's horrendous, you know. The Democratic Party, that's what I call the Democratic Party.
Very simple. Angie, the things are very simple. There is so many people who live and follow and live life like that. But that's wrong. It doesn't mean that this is the right thing. You see, people, honestly and sincerely, they should just make a choice to live with the God or with the Satan. So if they live with the Satan,
is between Danko, one second. If you bring down your volume a bit, then maybe I'll be able to springboard off of you much better, and that this is a conversation and dialogue. Okay, so try that because you make excellent points, and I always want to add to that. Okay, because otherwise the topic has changed, and yeah, the point is missed. All right, what I want to make. So absolutely, I totally agree with you. You know, that this is a battle between God and Satan, isn't it? Literally, God's values, Christian values versus satanic values. That's what it is. The Republicans So it's spiritual warfare, and not just political.
These people want to laugh on God and on principles like total chastity and moral fidelity. And that is wrong. That is wrong.
Yeah.
They don't see, they don't understand that such a people, such a state, such a country must perish because they do not repent for what they're doing. It's terrible what they're doing. The life that is ongoing is terrible with so many criminals, smugglers, killers. This is not good.
They're literally,
you know, it's Sodom and Gomorrah.
They're literally demoralizing America and Americans. Yeah, it is a satanic, because those reptilians are behind it. You know, those deep state actors. By the way, that is the occult, and they are highly immoral. That's a literal sex cult. You know, they are extremely immoral.
And that's it.
In fact,
so just imagine.
Go ahead.
So just imagine. So if you give a right to smugglers and to criminals, to immigrants, a right to vote, it means road to hell and to total destruction of the United States of America. Someone must say how many people enter as illegal immigrants. And America knows nothing about them. Who are they? What they're doing? What they want. And it's a shame that the Democratic Party is using these people and this population as a tool to take power. Because that's the worst recipe for the future of the United States.
Right. And that shows, that is proof, evidence that they have a sinister agenda for America and Americans. You know, literally to them financially and otherwise, to subvert them, for them to become demoralized, for them to go to hell. These people are literally demonic. They do belong to the occult,
yes,
the Illuminati. And that's who I'm talking about when I mentioned.
America has a man.
One second, Donko, one second. All right. This is going to be a conversation, my brother. All right. Because there's important points to make, and I don't want one of them to be cut off. Not yours and not mine. So watch that. So going back to what I was saying, these people, when I'm saying the rogue agents and deep state globalists, they all belong to the occult. They're all Illuminati. They're all demonic. And the warmongers have shifted from the Republican Party now to the Democratic Party. Literally, it is an underground party. It is wicked. How they even put her, placed her there. And what I was trying to say before, I was cut off as well, is with regards to Obama, who is the one, the kingpin behind the scenes, him and his partner, who is actually a transgender, Michael, she was born male, you know, and they basically duped all of Americans. Americans voted for a gay transgender, and they weren't even aware of it, and they kept that hidden. I mean, it's bogus. She was never pregnant. They basically rented 2 children. Yeah, they just took them on, you know, from another couple. Things like that. Everything they do is sinister, is nefarious, is bogus, is a lie, is deceitful. Literally and truly, he wasn't even born in America. How many deaths there are surrounding Obama? How many? His chef, that Loretta from Hawaii, that knew about the birth certificate. It was bogus. She was in a cult together with his mother. So many deaths. I can't even remember them all. Just like around Hillary Clinton. You know, these people are seriously nefarious, absolutely anti-Christian. They are satanic. Right. And Hillary is a witch. They are witches,
Donald
you know.
Trump, Angie. Right. Angie, Donald Trump already said he will open the case of 350,000. Just imagine the missing babies and the children.
Yeah.
And everybody pretends and behave like nothing happened. So America, it doesn't choose Donald Trump, the man who promised that he will clean the states, United States of America, who said from the day one, I will expel all illegal immigrants and smugglers and criminal people.
Right,
He
and I
will
want
do
to
it
say
from the
something
day
right now,
one.
Donko.
That's a clear
right.
promise.
I want to say something about Donald Trump. I really want to get this out because it's important, because some people may be on the fence. They may not like him. They may not want to vote for him. They may have spoken against him for so long.
Right.
They may consider him a real criminal. They may believe the Democrats and all of their propaganda and all of that. So I want to speak to them right now, those undecided voters that are still going out to vote. Listen, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is a saint. I'm not saying he's the finest, most virtuous Christian. In fact, I'm definitely not saying that. He's not that. I understand that, right? And I don't make excuses for any of that, or for cheating people, not paying contractors, whatever all happened. You know, not speaking the truth on his financial business records and all of that. No, I don't make excuses for that, or say that they at all. I'm just saying, look at the alternative. All right, just how bad that is. That is sheer wickedness. That's sheer enslavement of the American people, and a totalitarian police state, as we said, literal Nazism. So So, and there's that, but I don't just want to say that the alternative is worse. I want to say that, listen, Donald Trump actually is fighting that deep state. He is fighting them, and is fighting them successfully. I know, I began to say this in our earlier session. I know what that's like, fighting them. I went through that. I know the hell that Donald Trump is going through, and sitting in those courtrooms, how many times? I know, I was there, because they were trying to take me down. And top level intelligence revealed to me that their goal was to criminalize me, prosecute me, imprison me, and there they would have killed me. That was their goal. And like I was saying earlier, 98%, they have a 98% rate in EDVA at that courthouse where the director of the FBI is. And I began to mention that I wrote a literal 30-page letter to President Trump with regards to the truth on what happening. And that's where he got, I'm sure, that verbiage that this is a witch hunt, because that's what I told him it was with me. And he removed James Comey. That was while I was being held in jail on remand, had written him a letter explaining just how corrupt the FBI is. So he's seen it and moved him, and he's experiencing it himself. So that's not a joke, fighting that, because they all work hand in glove with a 98% success rate. So literally that was, I've got to say, by the grace of God, that was by an angelic force that I was freed, all right, because that is a very serious ordeal. So the fact that Trump had multiple simultaneous lawsuits and has plowed through and fought that systematically, heroically, absolutely passionately, without flinching, listen, should tell you, voters, that he is competent to fight the deep state, because that is what he's already shown you that he's done, and he's done it effectively, and he's done it victoriously, and he will do it for you. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Right. I fully agree, and I fully understand. And now I would like to address to Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Go
for it. I love it.
Her show, look, her show is ending tonight, and that will be the end of the show. She must understand that she bought the hearts of the young women and the women, but she did it. She bought their hearts with a wrong, terribly wrong thing. She was promising and selling.
The young foolish woman.
My message to her is, Kamala, next time, come clean, and the God is not to be mocked.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And she was utilizing those celebrities like Cardi B, J-Lo, Julia Roberts, Meg Thee Stallion, another transgender.
Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez.
Yes, J-Lo, that's right, so Taylor Swift. And all of it, Beyonce. But all of it to ricochet back on her, it was a huge backlash, you know. It just didn't fly. God, you know, she's cursed. That's the proof. That's the evidence, because everything just is a big backlash. It just ricochets back on her. It's not successful, which is great to see. Yeah. Look at that.
We have the strongest possible message and experience, even from the Bible. All 10 tribes of Israel who didn't follow commandment, who enter into immorality, they disappeared. Only those who kept commandments, they survived. So America must choose this time whether it wants to be with Almighty God or with the Satan. With the Satan, United States would perish. And to be with the God and his principles, that's the only way for the United States to be great again.
Bravo, my brother. I actually pulled out a couple of scriptural passages that I want to share. So true what you're saying. This is from Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people reject with Donald Trump. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Well, aren't you seeing the people mourning now with Biden and Kamala in office, with the inflation, with the immigration problem, etc.? So another one from Psalm 75, 6-7 and 10, promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. And he's going to put down Biden and Kamala and setteth up Trump. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, saith the Lord, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. So Donald Trump will rise there. Yes. And, you know, I've got to say again, totally 100%. I just agree with him. He's 100% wrong on the Israel question there. My heart bleeds for the Palestinians of Gaza. America shouldn't blindly support Israel in all of their genocidal campaign and whatever they do. That is really seriously wrong. I understand the Israeli lobby is so supremely strong in America and everything, but for God's sake, we need to be righteous and speak the God honest truth and to act justly. Because otherwise, yes, God will topple that king, that leader, and put up another. So he's definitely got to tweak that, fix that, correct that 100%. But other than that, he's pretty much right on a lot, if not most, of his policies and ideas. But he needs good, strong advisors to tell him the truth, because he's not fully enlightened. No one can be really on everything. So he needs really good, strong, excellent advisors who have top-level intelligence and who really know what's going on, because a lot of advisors of Biden doesn't even know the planet, but basically they just lie. They are part of the deep state, and they just speak sweet nothings and push their own agenda. So Trump really needs the right people absolutely around him. That's supremely important as well.
Yes, right. Fully agree.
But I love that
Israel
you mentioned God there.
Made it clear there for Donald Trump. Well, I said Israel made its choice very clear and straight. There for Donald Trump. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you put the question, who made possible for Iran to make nuclear missiles, and who will be responsible for that, for such a delay of not stopping Iran with the nuclear missiles? Tell me, what is the answer of that question? It's only Biden's administration who did nothing and didn't react. This is a fight with no mercy for life and death. Israel is fighting on so many fronts and directions. And moreover, if there is a mistake, as you want to see or say, I must say that they live according to the Old Testament. Take an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And this is really battle with no mercy for survival.
Okay, but we cannot say that, because I spend a lot of time in the Holy Land, in Israel and East Jerusalem and the West Bank, and we cannot say that these people are guilty, are warmongers. I can tell you that those Palestinians are actually peace-loving. They go to the mosque, they pray regularly, daily. I see them. They are so family oriented. They're so social. They're actually kind and sweet and thoughtful. They do not deserve
but who
to
committed
be
such incredible attack on the 7th? But who committed then such incredible attack? Surprising.
Yeah, if you ask me, that was Shin Bet that infiltrated Hamas, and that was their idea. They needed an ally in order for the international community not to come after them. Their plan was always to take Gaza. They are pushing them right out.
Yes.
That is a genocidal campaign. The next is the West Bank, and then East Jerusalem. God Almighty forbid. No, they have no rights. We cannot excuse that whatsoever. That was October October 7th alibi, but that's a whole other question. We're not
Right.
going to go there. We're discussing the
Angie,
American, presidential elections.
Angie, please, let's turn back into the main issue. Do you have any assessment or estimate or sense? What is the situation now?
Yeah.
Is Trump leading?
You know, yes, absolutely he is. And even he is in the Electoral College, but Nevada seems to be a very key state. You know, they do their statistics incredibly, and this is why it's going to take 4 days for them to count it's in Nevada, because Nevada is pretty much going to decide. It's not just Pennsylvania, it's really Nevada, you know. And I want to mention this again about them busing in. I made some special notes that I wanted to share. Oh, don't tell me that I didn't bring that page with me, is it? Oh my God, could it be? 1 second, let me just quickly have a look. Is that at all possible? Yeah, it seems to be. I didn't bring it. At any rate, so yes, they bust a lot of migrants in states where they're swing states or where they're more red, so that they can shift the votes, which is voter fraud, absolutely, election interference, no ifs, ands, or buts there. Like I say, they're nefarious, they're lawless, they have no conscience whatsoever. So they understand how key and critical Nevada is, and so they've already announced that it's going to take like 4 days to count the votes. Remember, like in 2000, between Al Gore and George W. Bush and everybody, there was a Democrat cheer that Al Gore won.
And the votes decided all elections. And only a couple of hundreds of votes decided elections.
Yeah.
And this
and
looks
that was
similar, race neck to neck on the
totally
edge of
it's
Gillette.
that model. Yeah, it's that
On
model,
the edge
absolutely.
Oh, super fine knife. Yes.
Yeah, but hopefully, prayerfully, Donald Trump will take the Rust Belt states, because he's all about bringing back manufacturing jobs, and that's what they're all about. That's where the automotive sector is, and steel and coal plants, etc. So Donald Trump should take that, and that's really critical as well. And if he does, then he's got the Electoral College, basically 278, 282. He's got it good and strong. And she would be short. Yeah. So that's why they're trying to fudge all this in advance.
It's almost a mismatch. Actually, there shouldn't be a contest. America needs a tough man, and that's Donald Trump.
They need someone that fights this deep state.
It's very simple.
They need someone again. I'm going to repeat 1 second, because you're talking over me. 1 second, Don. 1 second. You got to let me get out what I want to say. All right, that's the only way to have a cultured conversation. So, what did I just say? What did I just say? Yeah, Donald Trump fights the deep state. That's what it shows, and that's what America needs above all. Even though, all right, maybe he committed some crime, maybe not one, maybe he's lied once, maybe he's cheated, maybe not once, maybe he's stolen, and maybe not once. All of that, as we know, God doesn't condone. He's going to have to repent for that, atone for that, and I'm sure all of this is part of that atonement, because God's dealing with him, and we can see the change in him, so this is a good thing. But literally, he is fighting the deep state for the American people. He does love America, and this one couldn't care less. She's all about herself, just to have that position, and they can do whatever they want behind the scenes. She couldn't care less.
Angie, I must say, it's my, let's say, conviction. I think, and I feel that a lot of people, even from the deep state, must stay with Donald Trump because of his principles. When I say this, I count, and I have in my mind people like patriots. People, you know, the former who were in the service of United States, who served for United States. They must stay with the principles and the values.
Right. Let me
That's
say
what I'm
something
saying.
before I forget. Now, 1 second, Danko, I'm not for my words.
Please.
All right, listen, that's another thing that absentee ballots for overseas troops. There are 238,000 plus of them, and they did not send them the absentee ballots. They would vote Republican because they're against the war. They don't want to be at war, right? So because they see what's really going on. So, and that's what they did when Obama was running as well. So that too is election interference. So many of the, and that, oh my God, that could decide the popular vote. You know, who's won by a landslide right there, right there. So it's so wicked. It's so subtle. It's so nefarious. It's so underhanded. All of their tricks and shenanigans, what they're pulling, it's just incredible. Yeah, that too. Some other things.
But there is something that people didn't discuss yet.
Go for it,
The
please.
fact that the United States is so deeply divided, it is terrible for such a huge and the country who is #1 in the world to be so deeply divided. How
Right.
and who can unify such? Yes, please. Go
I
ahead.
wanted to say one thing about what you said before, because you mentioned that Donald Trump would bring back America to be #1 again. Actually, I beg to differ. I disagree there because BRICS, the BRICS countries, the new BRICS global payment system, the new BRICS global currency. Because of that, America can no longer be that global police state, and because they've shown they are not about democracy at all. So basically, we have moved into a multipolar world already. No ifs, ands, or buts. So no more. America has no more hegemony, just like the UK lost it before. After 70 years, so has America after about the same time frame. So we are now living in a multipolar world for all extensive purposes through Tsar, Putin, and the BRICS countries. And that is a wonderful thing. That's literally sovereign, independent freedom. It's financial freedom for people. It's just righteous. It just makes sense. Absolutely. Who ever wanted, needed, or asked for America to be the police, the global police of the world? It's just ludicrous. With all of their bases, military bases all over the world, they're going to start shutting down.
Angie, what I want to say, I understand your question, but I must say that experience and the history of the mankind and of the world shows one thing. Such a greed for power, no one ever was able to stop. So it has been always fight for gold and for glory. So we had empires.
Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
Empire itself wants to be police officer in charge for the rest and for the whole world. And that's how it is. But I understand and I fully agree that there is a new reality of multipolar world. Yes, that's true.
Right, and that's been in the making for a good decade. Yes, bit by bit, and they really that big surprise in Kazan, October 22nd to 24th. I don't think anybody was ready for that. That was the biggest surprise for the world, that launching that BRICS node and the new remittance system, you know, an alternative to SWIFT, and it's backed by gold and it's decentralized currency. I mean, you can't get any better than that. That is literally sheer financial freedom.
Their money.
Pardon me?
And what the consequence will be, that dollarization You know, they use already their money. No.
Oh God, yeah. And Trump will have to deal
So they're
with
gonna
that as
put the
president.
dollar.
That's not going to be simple.
They're gonna put
That is
the
going
dollar
to be very
out
serious.
of the game.
Right, and that will tank the American
It's
economy.
already
And
ongoing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a very serious
You know what
issue.
happened in the last 24 hours? Several countries in Europe and European Commission allowed the countries to buy gas from Russia and Putin and to pay in rubles. And that was condition of Vladimir Putin. So they accepted, and now they're paying in rubles.
Huge, huge. Well,
So
again, who needs the petrodollar? Yeah. That was propping up the American economy, and now that bubble is literally busting, and it's going to be very serious. With a huge mortgage crisis, it's already so bad. People have to choose between medicine and food on the table. It's very serious and critical for families. Not a joke.
I feel
dollar tanks,
this deciding day of vote of elections, U.S. elections, are already gone.
Yeah.
Enough to have some preliminary, let's say, assessments. I think Zoran followed the situation, and please try to get the latest update is what is this current situation.
Yeah, they will try to fudge that. But anyways, Zoran, do you have any kind of feedback yet on anything? I know mail-in ballots. Basically, I was looking at it. It was quite tight, you know, and more are to come. So, you know, it's deceiving to say anything there. But Zorana, anything that you want to add on what's happening there in America, since you're there in Los Angeles and in
well, I just want to. I've been listening to you. I've been listening to you, but to me, that's the same old, same old. You know, what it's needed to read what you see on my screen behind. That's an open letter to Albanian American community, and it's signed by Harris and Waltz, Vice President Kamala Harris, and pretty much to know what are we voting if we are Serbs. But I'm gonna read this letter to you, so it's very important to know who could be our friend or who is not our friend. So Albanian Americans have made invaluable contribution to our nation for generations, bringing with them a deep commitment to family, community, and the pursuit of freedom. With hundreds of thousands of Albanian Americans living across the United States, the resilience of the Albanian American community continues to inspire us all. Albanian Americans have made profound contribution to the fabric of our nation, enriching communities with their entrepreneurial spirit, strong family values, and deep commitment to education and civil engagement. From small business owners to professionals in medicine, law, and public service, Albanian Americans have played a key role in driving local economies and strengthening the social fabric of countless cities and towns across the country. Forever, a century stretching back to the Paris Peace Congress after World War, Americans and Albanians have shared a special bond. To these, Albanian Americans remember that it was the United States of America that stood up at the crucial moment for independence of Albania. I want to affirm the strong partnership between the United States and Albania. Albania is a steadfast NATO ally, and I'm grateful to Albania for promoting stability in the region, as well for its leadership on UN Security Council during the months after Russia launched its brutal invasion of Ukraine. The United States has also led its allies and European partners support the historic independence and sovereignty of Republic of Kosovo, and continues to support a multi-ethnic democratic Kosovo fully integrated into international community. At home, I understand the unique challenges that many in Albanian American community face, and I'm dedicated to policy that uplift the Albanian American community, which includes fighting for opportunity, economy, and protecting civil rights for all. The participation of Albanian Americans in our democracy is more crucial than ever. Together we can shape a future that reflects our shared values and aspiration. Thank you all that you contribute to this great country. Vice President Kamala Harris and this motherfucking walls. So, let me put something in that reference, okay? Kudos to Albanian population, kudos to Kosovo diaspora who actually brought independence, whatever they want to call it, and help out, you know, fight over there on their territory for whatever they were fighting for. I don't know what they got. I don't know what they're gonna get. I don't know if they ever got anything. But speaking of that essence, right now you're speaking English and you're addressing Serbian community to vote for Trump. Two things on that issue. First of all, Trump, I don't see that he wrote this type of letter to Serbian community. There was some business people, you know, who were addressing Serbians for sake of their profit and basically getting in situation that they can monetize, you know, like I'm not going to say is it a Grenell, or I'm not going to say if it's his family, one way or the other. What I expect from Trump to show up his face, and yeah, definitely he put the President Vučić on the right place on that little chair where he deserves, or maybe in the corner. But what I'm saying is, as much as we are not good organized as Albanian community, as Croatian community, as their full right to do so, to fight for their colors, for their ideas, or whatever they are, so far we are the one who are losing. We are not having Mikhailo Pupin like we used to had. We don't have a Tesla like we used to had, and we don't have people that will take prominent position. I'm gladly proud, and I'm so how should I say, privileged to know Obrat Kesic, who is one true patriot, you know, who is working on that department in trying to bring the community and put something together for sake of Serbian people. Today we were having, you know, and I gotta show you pretty much, actually I don't have it, wait a minute, I thought that I have it. I mean, right now, you know, what we have, you know, we have a situation that's going on in Novi Sad, that full Serbia came out for whatever the thing was happening. And we need to kind of take care of, how should I say, our needs, our country, and our interests. And to be honest with you, even as a American Serb or Serb American, whatever you want to call me, my interest is pretty much Serbia, because America has a lot of people that can decide and vote what they want to do, you know, with this country, which way they want to go. My concern is where the fuck we are going and what we're gonna do in that instance. Are we gonna be puppies? Are we gonna be puppets? Are we gonna, what we gonna be as a nation, as a community here in the United States, or as a nation in that damn Balkan? So from my standpoint, you know, I just prove you and show you example how the community penetrate into the Washington, how the money works, what do they pay, and what they got. So whatever Albanian community paid, they got it. We've been paying, you know, Clinton, how many millions? We are paying right now Trump with how much? What we gonna give for our independence, our nation, and our rights where we want to go? Or we are fine. We are just fine, and we don't have to do nothing. So that's what I wanted to kind of address, you know, in sense, you know, what we're talking, because voting will be done Thursday and Friday. You guys can say, you know, it's stolen or it's this or that. It really doesn't matter. What really matters is basically it's gonna be what's gonna be, and where we're gonna be after that. So from that standpoint, you know, that's what I would like to address all this issue. I really don't care, is it Kamala gonna win, or is it Trump gonna win. I care what that has to do with us as a nation, as a people, as a culture, as a everything else. And to me, I don't see him as a friend, and I will never see him as a friend, because we did see, you know, what they're doing all around the world, what they did to us, and from that aspect, yes, we can do the business, nation to nation, not like motherfucking Vucic, you know, to motherfucking some president from the United States. That's the way how I see it. From the other standpoint, what I want to say is, you know what, there is 25 reasons why Trump will be good for this country. I would love to talk to you in 4 years, because this is a digital, basically, media, and will live to see if one single he will fulfill. There is a lot of populism, there is a lot of bullshit. Politicians are prisoners of their false promises and shouldn't be trusted. They should be questioned, they should be pinpointed, they should be pushed into the corner, they should be taken down every way it's possible. And that's what I'm expecting and hoping to see, that type of justice. I'm not calling for the street, but, you know, I don't mind staying street. I don't call, you know, for assassination, but guess what? They missed twice. Do you think they're gonna miss the third time? Third is luck for somebody, and third is, you know, final warning for somebody. So I'm not gonna look into that, how they doing it. It's just how we as a community can get something out of that, not just cheering for fucking Partizan or Zvezda or for Democrat or Republicans. We need to cheer and stand for Serbian idea. Problem with Serbia, Serbia doesn't know what is Serbia. They're confused, they're fighting between each other, they're calling themselves first Serbian, second Serbian, whatever it is, you know, communist, socialist, and all other things. But I need somebody, and I was hoping as the second time, right now the president of Nova Stranka, Vlada Gajic, is supposed to show up to explain me what the fuck is Serbian nation, what we are, what are we fighting for, what's our identity, 500 years ago, 700 years ago, or in 10 or 20 years empty Serbia where some kids gonna talk about, yeah, we came from that country that does not exist. I came from Yugoslavia that does not exist. But I'm the witness that that thing did exist. Whether you like it or you don't like it, doesn't matter. So we are working in that department. You know, either we're gonna sustain and fight for our rights, make ourselves proud, be proud of nation, not individuals, like we're trying to be proud of Tesla, Putin, Jokic, Djokovic, who gives a shit who. We have right now shameful president that shamed, that soiled to Serbian flag. His flag right now, I don't know where is it. I don't have it, because I'm ashamed of president, and I'm ashamed of that flag that he was putting over his head. He's a traitor. He is the worst kind of worst kind, and he needs to have some type of consequences. What is happening, what we're seeing right now, what's happening in Serbia, it's still one more thing that we lost our spine, we lost our dignity, we lost. Right now, you know, there was some initiated, how should I say, incidents. Sorry about this noise, you know, they're resurfacing the street outside. But, you know, they tried to initiate some kind of incident in order, you know, to blame that those people are hooligans, that those people are whatever it is. But listen, the system, the way how you can change the system, either it's in Skupština by reforms or by revolution. So far, we did not evolve in either of those. We cannot start revolution, and we did not change any reform in that thing. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing right now on this election. I made a proposition to all people who were trying to swing my vote. I told them, no problem, give me $10,000 and I'll vote for anybody. I'll vote for Kamala, I'll vote for Trump. And in next 4 years, I'm gonna give back $40,000 if they fulfill one fucking promise, which they will not. It will be the same, we will be the same, just older, and we will try to make our ends. So I don't know what really need to happen as the future is happening itself and develop the way it's developed. So let's ride that storm, And like Angelina would say, God bless everybody. I wish you happy and healthy, but pretty much it's really not up to us. So that's from me. Thank you very much for my attention, my outburst, and my emotion.
Wow, well, I
Zoran,
consider that
yeah,
very,
I must
very
say,
jaded.
Zoran,
A lot of anger there. Yeah, go
those are
ahead.
pure facts. What I want to say, I was listening carefully, and I must say, it's not correct what Zoran said. Excuse me for my emotions, outburst. Those are pure facts, Zoran. And this is the last signal and the warning to Serbian people. I didn't know that would be one of the topics and on the table, but you're 100% right. We have a criminal president that never had and existed in Serbian history. Even last night, in a speech on TV at 9 o'clock, with these people from, it's not Secret Service, it's stories from the kitchen. They're all paid. They work for other foreign agencies. Serbian Secret Service doesn't exist. Serbia doesn't exist, doesn't have a frontier, doesn't have a border, doesn't have a constitution. So it's not even a country. How can you call country country if it's without the constitution or without the border? So you're 100% right. The problem is that Serbia is led by first operative officer who betrayed its people and the country and the state and works for our enemies who have a proven history of being enemies in the centuries ago. That's the problem. Now we reached even the stage to be poisoned for 1,000 years with lithium. So, in short, the situation is unbearable, unacceptable here in Serbia when you mention that. And that's something we should do. And as of Albanians, I know very well their story began, they paid, they gave money from the narcotics and everything. Even it started in 70s. They financed the Congressman Diogardi, Joseph Diogardi. So he was lobbying. And money works, money talks. And they achieved what they wanted. Serbia never wanted to do such things, which is stupid. They don't respect, they don't know how the games should be played. They don't know the rules of the game. And they committed incredible historical mistakes. So we never faced, I can tell you from the first hand here from Belgrade, we never faced in a history such a difficult position and the times. This is a true story.
Okay.
I will be very glad to give you any answer if you have any question.
Okay.
But
I
I'm
want to
telling
say
you,
something on.
for example, just imagine Serbia, who fought 2 world wars, now is on the side with the Nazis. In United Nations, Serbia didn't vote against Nazism. So it means the shooting of civilians, of children in elementary school in Kragujevac as a repression measures, it's the right thing and okay. Also, genocide on Mountain Kozara in 42, it's nothing bad, nothing wrong. So Serbia doesn't have its foreign policy. Just imagine last night President Vučić said, if we were listening or made more space to our diaspora, the result would be catastrophic. And that's a lie. What I feel honestly and sincerely, and I can tell you, the only save for Serbia can come from our diaspora. At first place in United States. That's what I honestly feel. And our diaspora in Canada and all over the world. That's the only thing, because Serbs are good people, hardworking people, recognized, and they can contribute so much. So this is not the state of Serbia. This is a private puppet state of dictator who sold Serbia and everything to foreign countries. At first place to Germany and France and even United States of America. Serbia doesn't exist, doesn't have its policy, doesn't have one bank, doesn't have one factory. It's all sold. This is an incredible situation. That's the reality of Serbia 2024.
All right, thank you, Danko. So I heard you both, and I understand the serious situation that Serbia is in, all right?